Hello. All right, so we definitely had some like weird technical Zoom issues today as we had another webinar and there was like we should be able to do two webinars, so just being a human being here. So I owe you 4 more minutes of your life, but I promise I'll make it up to you today. So happy Tuesday, everybody. So look, I want to put a different spin on Marketing Center today, right? So I know many of us, and I know your team has done a bunch of trainings on this. So here's the thing. I'm going to bring in our favorite other friend. Who is our favorite other friend? Can anybody guess? Patricia, who is it? ChatGPT. Come on, who does not want to know? Yes, now we're talking. So look, part of Marketing Center that's really important, right? Oh, Monica, there you are. I see you back on that red couch. So the thing that you need to know about Marketing Center is that you don't want to be confined to the boxes of things, right? A neighborhood guide could be a listing brochure. A listing brochure can be edited. Now, marketing, especially things that we're sending out to clients, is only as valuable as the words you use in it. So does everyone have a $20 a month ChatGPT subscription? Please say yes. And if you don't, please get one. All right, so let me share my screen here and let me show you what we're going to do. All right, so let me go into my Compass account. So who wants to give me a task that they would want to do in Marketing Center? We'll use this live. All right, none of you do marketing? Come on, guys. Okay. Don't be shy. I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'm not going to ask you to do anything. I just need you to say, I want to make a property flyer. I would like to make a brochure. Does anyone have a listing coming up? This is weird. You guys normally participate. Okay, there we go. You know, it shows in sales that awkward pause will tend to give you some sort of connection with the other party. Kathy.
Okay, if I'm going to do an open house this weekend in Paradise Valley on a brand new home, make me an open house like brochure type thing to send out on my social media. Is that what you were looking for?
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Social media. So let's go here and let's click open house, right? So if we click here, let's see. You want a story and a post. So we'll click here, we'll hit preview, voila. So now I'm going to take a picture of this. What is your listing address? Kathy? We lost Kathy. Kathy, come back. ET, come home. Bottom left-hand side, unmute.
Yep, sorry.
All right, what's your address?
Let me look. I'm looking it up really quick. It is, I just put it in. I'm sorry, hold on, give me 1 second. 11717 East Australia.
1117 East Australia, like the country?
11717 East Australia, Estrella.
EST. Is this it?
Rella. Yes.
We're not going to Zillow. Our life depended on it.
It's not my listing, it's somebody else's, but I would set it open.
Great. Oh, Jesus, because I'm logged in here. Wait a second.
It's Val Roberts listing.
All right, perfect. This is the right link. Now here's what you want to do. Step number one is we're going to take a screenshot of this post of whatever it is that we want to create, right? So then we'll go in here. We'll start a new chat. I need you to learn everything about this listing, the surrounding areas, analyze the photos or the experiences a buyer can have in this home, the community, to complete your next task. Now, here's a really important part about this. We need to do this in steps, right? First, asking it to do this is acquiring a knowledge base, right? If not, you start putting these things together the way that large language models work. That's a tech term. Any kind of AI, based on whatever limited or unlimited context you give, it's going to predict what you want, right? And many times, if you haven't noticed, it goes rogue and comes up with some crazy stuff. So now the next thing is, I want you to focus on storytelling and experiences and act as a world-class social media strategist and designer. Social media strategist. I am going to show you a sample of a template. The fields I can edit are, and I'm going to insert the fields, right? So if we go back here, we know we can enter the image. So I would go here. I can edit this. I can edit this. And I can edit this. One, two, three. Shift enter. I have attached 3 screenshots of the editable fields and what the complete asset looks like. So where the desert meets design, and it puts the address, right? And say, what picture would you use? The backyard sunset with the pool, spa, fireplace, and the mountain views. So what it essentially saying is, here's the headline, here's the address, here is your post, right? Not just a home, this is your personal sanctuary in Scottsdale foothills. Morning coffees with views of the McDowell Mountains, golden hour swims in a private resort style pool, movie nights in your garage turned theater, space for 7 cars or 7 dreams. Oh, I like that one with the dreams, Kathy.
It's a good one.
Batch guest house means everyone has room to breathe, and the chef's kitchen built for unforgettable nights with people you love. Want to experience this level of living? Let's talk. And this took like 5 minutes.
Thank you.
So do you guys see the repeatable process that we can all follow here? Look, what we have to realize is, by the way, you all are making me want to buy a home at some point in Arizona. Like every week that I do this, I go back and I tell my partner, I'm like, you look at this house. Like, this is crazy. I don't care if it's 115 degrees right now. Like, we want to be here, right? Like these views, these sunsets, the experiences, the property, it is incredible. So when you think about Marketing Center, right, it's all about repeatable, predictable, scalable processes. Repeatable means what we just did. This is the format that we follow. Predictable means we have an idea of what it's going to look like in the outcome. And the third one is the most important one, scalable. right? We all need businesses that operate outside of ourselves one day. Do you know that you can hire a VA to work for you for $25? For 25 hours a week for $1,100 a month. Like good VAs, right? That's it. Do you think a VA could do this if you screen recorded it once? 100%, right? $5 an hour in the Philippines affords somebody a middle-class lifestyle. Does anyone want to quickly know the difference between all VA companies and our biggest learning? Just on a side note, raise your hand. If you don't, I'll just skip over it. Okay. So every company has a business model. So if you go to ClearDesk, Composite, not saying anything good, bad, this is just their business model. You hire the VA from the company, right? The challenge is for us is they make their money on margin. So we're paying $10 to $15 an hour because who knows how to go to another country and find labor, which is a decent price for us. However, they pay those people $1 to $2 an hour, maybe $3. You get somebody really good, they get promoted, they're gone. Transition, time, cost. Now, I've adamantly, for anyone who's ever been in my coaching, I don't believe in this. I think it's bad. Now it's a little better with ChatGPT and understanding language barriers. So a friend of mine one day had this post that said, if you don't have a VA, you are the VA. So I reached out to him. He lived in Florida. Him and I worked together at Compass. He was there for 5 years on the growth team. Turns out he was 11 minutes away from my office, talked to him for 15 minutes, wrote me up a job description, and he explained that he works with another company where they recruit the VAs for you. You pay a membership fee, but they do hiring, onboarding, the employee manuals, all of the different things. They check in on you, they give the VA feedback, but you're hiring these people directly. Like we literally went into a Zoom room and there was like 4 different candidates that were great. They were screened. They helped us with the job description, the KPIs, and we hired an amazing VA and we pay $5 an hour, 25 hours a week. It's $500 a month plus the membership fee. We're at $1,100 and we could not be happier. And we're going to hire 4 more in the next 4 months. Anyone can do that, right? So what do we really care about? 2 things, time freedom and business growth, right? And the 2 of them go together. So when you have something like Marketing Center and you start learning process and workflow, you create time for yourself. And in that time, it's like saving money in a budget, right? Like you can take some of the money and put it into a savings account, and then you could take the rest of it and spend it on things that you enjoy, right? So the savings account in life is spending more time with the people you love. The other time savings in investing is investing in client relationships that get you referral and business growth. So people that have leverage and use AI can work faster, smarter, more efficiently, and create better personalized outputs than we ever could on our own. Kathy, could you write that story that this came up with? I have a wild imagination, but I couldn't even do that. No, right?
No, I
So
couldn't.
no, because we told it to act as like a world-class story copywriter. So here's the next thing. Monica, tell them about your workshop for tomorrow.
So what we're doing tomorrow, a lot of people opted into role playing at the beginning of this program, and we are providing a space where we're all going to do that with 3 different scripts that Chirag has given us. Every single week, scripts are included in your recap, but what we have is Compass 1 for sellers, Compass 1 for buyers, and the 3-phase marketing scripts. So we wanted to provide that place where we're actually practicing and doing that together, which we're super excited about.
So how many people have no idea? Hit yes if you have no idea how to role play effectively. Tell the truth. And don't be shy.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to make you all drink coffee. Jesus, what's going on? Is it that hot there today? Like, I love coming here because y'all participate, you're engaged, and today everyone's just kind of like in another world. So here's the thing about role playing, right? And write this down. Consistency creates confidence. And for our business to grow, we need confidence in every client interaction, right? So consistency creates confidence. And if we want our business to grow, we need confidence in every client interaction. The late great Kobe Bryant, they asked him in an interview one day, it says, Kobe, you ever like worried about taking that shot at the end of the game? He's like, hell no. Why would I be worried? They're like, seriously, like the game's on the line. It could be the NBA finals. It could be game 7. He's like, let me tell you something. I have practiced all of these shots thousands of times. So once the ball leaves my hand, there are two things I know. I'm as prepared as I could be. I know that I can make it. And then whatever happens, happens. Can all of us say in all areas of our business that we feel that way? The number one skill that people need as agents is how to talk to people. The number one thing that none of us ever spend time on in real estate is learning how to talk to people. It's so mind-boggling because it's not fun. Like, who wants to wake up and say, hey, Roxanne, let's practice role playing? So, Roxanne, moving isn't really fun. So, what makes this the right time to make a move? What are you most excited about happening as a direct result of your move? What are the expectations you have in an agent? What are your expectations about communication? What are your expectations about off-market properties? And a way to meet and exceed your expectations. Have you had any past disappointments with agents or service providers you want to provide? And lastly, do you have any concerns with making a move this time? Timing, interest rates, inventory, or anything that keeps you up at night? And oh yeah, by the way, what do you envision an agent doing for you that you feel you can't do on your own? And they're just going to tell you exactly what they want to hire you for. And then you just need to know your pitch well enough to bring out those exact tools, or you can just go into ChatGPT and record a conversation, upload your listing presentation. I'll tell you exactly what to do. Like, was that hard? Yeah, it is hard. I've had to have this conversation thousands and thousands of times. So can I share, like, I always find when you're doing role playing, Monica, you always have to kind of embarrass yourself first. Does anyone hear about one of like my most embarrassing moments when I worked at Compass that like really was bad? It was 2019 when I got hired at Compass and they bought my company. They would not let me work outside Westchester. Like, I went inside out with the lady. She's like, that's where you're an agent. That's where you broke your brokerage. But I was like, yes, but I've trained nationally. It doesn't matter. So I'm like, well, how do I earn more money here? And the lady's like, you help more agents, you make agents happy. And still the woman will never forget this, because I literally looked her square in the eye. I said, great, you should write me a 6-figure check today, because if those are the metrics, like, I'm getting paid. And she's like, you're crazy. So when I first got to Compass, the first thing I went around and asked everyone was like, what's Compass? This is like the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019. And like, there was a lot of mystery around Compass, right? There's like this mystique, like, what's here? And back then they weren't public. They're just buying all the top agents. So I went around and talked to 50 different people and I found out 50 different answers. So I quickly realized, like, wait a second, there is no centralized pitch. So I had this mastermind panel. I brought in Rory Gollad, who I didn't know just transitioned. He was my manager, but I had no idea that he was Robert's chief of staff. I didn't know even what a chief of staff was, because I was just a real estate agent and a broker, right? And I didn't know that Rory liked doing big things all the time, right? So we did this event. 90% of the market showed up and it was all about Pitch and Compass. So fast forward, we build this program called Pitch and Compass. Well, I didn't know what Rory was going to do. So one day I get a call from the recruiter, and this is like 2 months into my employment there. She goes, what did you do? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I do something wrong? And she goes, no, she goes, there's 8 million flyers with your name on it. So Rory went, and back then the agents and the employees were in the same building. There was like 11 floors. Everywhere in Brooklyn, in all the Manhattan offices, and all of Queens, in every single floor, he put flyers everywhere. Like 50 to 75. So my name's everywhere, right? So it says Pitch and Compass session 1 to pitch with Rory Gollad and Chirag Shah. Pitch and Compass the tool, Chirag Shah, Chirag Shah, Chirag Shah. So they put these things everywhere, right? So I wake up in the morning at 4 o'clock and I go to the gym, and I used to drink like this BCA that had some caffeine in it. But instead of having a water bottle like this, I had a 12-ounce bottle of water, and I didn't realize what it was. So I'm sitting on the train. I'm getting like really like shaky, because there's a lot of caffeine in a little amount of thing. It is March of 2019. I'm walking from the train station down Fifth Avenue with my blazer in my hand, sweating, right? Like sweating. And Rory goes to go, you want slides? He goes, nah, bro, I'm good. As I'm walking into the building, 35 minutes before the presentation, I get an email. He has all slides. And do you know what he has in the slides? All the things I was going to talk about in my part of the presentation. So he goes, you know what, Chirag? This is your thing. Kick it off. Back then, there was like this green awning on 95th Avenue, and there's like 250 people there from the front row packed to the elevator. I get up there, I start talking, I just don't feel like myself, right? Because I was all jittery from all this caffeine. And in the end, I hand him the microphone. And he starts explaining to them what Chirag meant by this was this. And what he meant by this, I was like, oh my God, I messed this whole thing up. So he starts talking, right? At this point, my mind went completely blank. I had only been at the company for like 3 some odd months, right? 4 max. And I had to tell hundreds of agents in New York City who all been there years longer than I am, how do you sell the value of a brand? It was so bad that I'm sweating. I'm taking notes on my kid's life of what he's saying, trying to figure it out, because I knew one thing in that moment. If I went in front of the agents in New York City, and you cannot be anybody going in New York City, like it's the most protected thing. It's a different market. There's no MLS. If you're not from there, they can tell in 30 seconds they complain. They're very tough, direct, to the point people. And so he hands me the microphone. I'm sitting there sweating, and there's only one thing that saved me in that moment. Do you know what I did? I pictured my son and daughter sitting in the front row going, Daddy, please do this for us. Daddy, please do this for us. And I started talking, and I got into my rhythm of all the things I practice over and over and over and over again. And then they realized, like, I'm not a corporate dude, I'm a real estate agent. And then that day, my brand was born. I have created the program Pitching Compass. How you sell Compass to consumers is what I created in 2019. But the reason I share that to you is everyone struggles. Everyone is scared. Everyone is uncomfortable. So whether you decide to stay in the same place, that's discomfort. Whether you decide to do role playing, which sounds stupid, 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week, like it's like taking a shower, is a different kind of discomfort. But that one leads to growth. The other one leads to fear, doubt, anxiety, and worry. So when you show up to practice these scripts, it is not about practicing scripts. It is surviving in a business that's changing faster than ever. You have programs like Manus AI, right, which still has a wait list, or ChatGPT Operator, which you get for $200 a month. You could type in all the things you want in life, and this thing could search and find properties better than any human can, because it's searching on all these different data points. But you know what the difference is between a piece of software doing something and you? Initiative. We can have that initiative on the way that we talk to people, the way that we can move the conversation, the comfort level we have of our heartbeat and their heartbeat. And that's why this is so important. So when we're sitting here talking about, like, here's how you use the Compass tools, here's how you use AI, this is to create better experiences. But all of these cool things I show you, if you don't know how to talk to people, you're never going to get there to the show, right? So practice, please. If you want to role play here and be like, you're full of crap, you can come with any objection in the world. I'd be happy to role play with you. I love this. I live for this. I miss it, right? 14 years of my life. So you really become an adult when you're 21. So 14 out of my 21 years as an adult, I sold real estate. So 66% of my adult life. I want to join you on this journey. I will drop in and role play with you. And I'm actually going to come out there at some point in September. So like for us, like we'll get to hang out and we'll get to role play. And the last thing I will share with you is this. And you never see the movie Happy Gilmore? There's always that heckler in the crowd, you know, like drag ass, like that guy. We had a guy like that from Brooklyn in one of these sessions. And I've never in my life seen somebody attack Rory the way that he did, right? And then I said to anyone, like, if you don't think this works and I'm just some corporate guy making it up, anyone can come down here and tell me anything you want in front of like 250 people. You know who came down? The heckler. He literally told the guy, you guys have fancy suits, come from fancy colleges. I'm like a middle-class person selling real estate in Brooklyn to people that are like of this ethnicity, that are this kind of like, what are you going to do? So I was like, all right, great, bring it. And I sat there and I handled every one of his objections, right? Because it's the same thing. It's the ACE approach. We acknowledge what they say, we clarify, and we empower with a question. You know what? I'm not going to pay that much for a house. So great. So I understand that overpaying is something that would make anyone uncomfortable. And we do not want that to happen for you. So would it be okay if I shared the market with you and we looked at it through the eyes of your goals and expectations and see if that right deal is available for you? And then I just go through all the deals, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. And I'm asking him, like, do you see the deal you want? Because these people are looking for properties that are 10 to 15% less. Like, let's be serious. And then at the end of it, you know what we say? I would say, hey, Vincent and Madeline, you know, I know that you did not want to overpay, and we have not found one of those deals available in the last 24 months. How can I support you best going forward? Check, me. It's done. I'm not explaining the market because what they do is their choice, right? I could sit here with you all on like actual sales and conversations for hours because there's so many little techniques you could learn. But just remember this, the person asking the questions controls the conversation. And on the other side of that is what a buyer or seller does is their choice. We have nothing to do with it. We're facilitators. So our goal is to empower through choice and education and great listening. So that is our marketing center role playing. Monica, I hope I hit on your note that you sent me to combine the two together. Everyone needs to role play. I don't care how much market share you have. Like people hire mostly based on facts, not feelings. It's why people choose their friends when you can be the number one agent in the office. If you know the right words to say and you have the right materials and you already have the best brokerage in the area with the top market share and the best leaders, you become the easy choice because they're going to feel that you connect with them better. They're just going to say, you know, I know the other agents like this, but I just feel that you understand me better. You understand my goals. Like that's the most important part. So look, for all of you, if you did not check out our last webinar before, I encourage you to come back tomorrow. We literally showed people today how to do 3 hours worth of work in 32 minutes. And we actually did it live, right? One of the agents we work with used one of our AI super prompts to upload a CMA, write an email to a client at 10 o'clock at night, and they literally took our offer price and they put the offer in. So like our actual coaching program starts in July. And so for everyone that just wants the easy button and just wants everything built into their account, all their materials, all their AI prompts, and then wants training, community, referral opportunities, that's what we're talking about. And it starts in July. So either way, you have information here, you have the next step. Suzanne, then send me a message and we'll show you how to give you the easy button. Chirag Shah Coaching. And look, you have the best, like, and I believe this, and I'm not saying this because we're on the call. I believe you guys have the best local leadership out of any of the offices in the region. And a lot of my friends might be pissed if they heard this. But these leaders you have are so dialed into customizing this for all of you. That is the only thing they care about. Our leaders need this, our other agents need this, their staff members need this. How can we make this happen? And that's how we got to doing all these live AI demos and everything, because I don't want to tell you things, I want to show you. And by showing you, they say seeing is believing. And that's where we need to go. So with love in my heart, I love you all. Let's keep going. I think Monica, we should schedule a bonus role playing call just for the people that want to role play. I'm into throwing an extra call to do that. So we'll grade people. And by the way, this is what we did during COVID. We used to use stopwatches on how you had to build report somebody in 60 seconds. And I'll quickly read this message that I got from a client yesterday. Chirag, remember we role played for hours to get me good on the phone? Signed a $5.5 million listing, a $6 million listing from cold calling the last 30 days, and about to sign another $2.5 million one. And he's cold calling like developers in New York City and Brooklyn. Tough crowd, right? If you do the work, the long-term return, it's like once you have the skills, it's like riding a bicycle. So, all right, on that note, I will see you all next week. Bye, everybody.